Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. We have talked about balding nonces earlier, but prepare to meet the second most famous bald nonce of all time, Mr. Michael Manzi!
There is some debate about whether Manzi was a predator or not, and personally I feel that even though he didn't send anything overtly sexual, that almost definitely would have come with time, especially with the stuff that he was saying that was borderline. I believe that he went round to the decoy's house, and if they were real, he would have tried to groom her into something that then would have made him indisputably a predator. Otherwise, why was he asking the decoy, "Do you blaze?" or "How's your downward dog?" Either way, let's look at the episode.
This 32-year-old guy wants to spend a Sunday afternoon chilling with a 13-year-old girl after texting her about getting stoned. But Mike Manzi's date is about to go up in smoke.
Hey.
You'll be shocked when you hear what Manzi does for a living. He's a math tutor.
Genuine question. Does a maths tutor only work with children? I suppose that they would make up the bulk of the clientele, but do they tend to work with adults as well?
But you might say Manzi flunked basic arithmetic, because 32 plus 13 adds up to trouble.
45. Trouble, yes, trouble.
Online, He calls himself Mike Thriller.
That is up there with the worst and cringiest names in tcap or Hansen vs Predator history.
These are some of the texts
So Mike is invited in and immediately searches the house like he has a warrant, whilst Bailey is standing there panicking as she is helpless to stop him. Unsurprisingly, he wanders straight into Chris Hansen and crew, then is told to have a seat.
Do you have a seat right on that stool, please?
Sure.
No, right here, sir.
No, I know.
Please, right there. Right, sir. Sit, please.
Okay.
Why are you being such an ass about sitting down? What's wrong with you? I mean, besides trying to meet a 13-year-old home alone. So Mike and Chris chat for a bit, and Mike will not stop being a snarky prick. He's acting like everything he's saying is completely true, but in a more obnoxious way than most predators usually do. It's odd and off-putting, like finding out a loved one of yours is from Derby.
Again, you see how this looks.
I know how it looks.
That phrase from Chris is so underrated. People always quote, "Why don't you have a seat?" and "I have the chat log." But you see how this looks is just as good as the both of those. Chris grills him some more and lets the homeless Prince William know what's going on.
Please.
I'm Chris Hansen.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Why would I lie?
He very clearly is. It really doesn't matter either way whether he is or he isn't. This should really not be your main concern in this situation. So they tell him he can leave, but he doesn't want to use the garage exit and instead whines like a little bitch until finally storming off like a toddler, right into the arms of the police.
Manzi argues with the cops, and while he's not resisting arrest, he sure isn't being overly cooperative. Listen closely. The cops tell Manzi they may have to pull out the taser.
Tase him regardless. Hit him with a baton if you need to. Or just want to.
He takes off his jacket before posing for a mugshot. His t-shirt is a math equation. It's a t-shirt popular with graduates of MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. But he didn't go there. He got his degree from a small New York college.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
As he's booked, he bites his fingernails.
I really hate when people do that. Like, to me, it's on a level of nails on a chalkboard. It's So Manzi gets interrogated, and I'm just wondering how one man's eyes can be both bulging and sunken at the same time. Anyway, he gets a 3-year suspended sentence and avoids the registry entirely. Moral of the story? Don't try to meet up with children. It's weird and gross.
Yeah, now I'm panicking.
Yeah,
Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job. But what's